Hey everyone, in today's video, I'm going to tell you guys what my favorite loadout to use in Season 9 is. This is actually different from what I've seen a lot of people using, and when I'm playing on stream, lots of people often ask me like what the heck I'm doing with this loadout. So make sure you watch the entire video because I'm going to explain what I use and why I like using certain things and why I'm not using certain things that a lot of people are using. If you enjoy this video or find it helpful in any way, please do remember to give it a like and subscribe if you would like to see more. So basically for this loadout, I'm running an assault rifle, be it a normal AR or a SCAR, and a combat shotgun, a healing item, typically mini shields, and then the last two slots are up to you. I'm either an explosive weapon, a sniper, redeploy, or some extra heals, something along those lines. I typically go with extra redeploy and an explosive weapon of some kind. Even frags, which are pretty common, can be very, very helpful, and you can pretty easily get a stack of 10 if you go to a decent like size location and they aren't used off spawn. Frags are actually really underrated, so even if you can't find something like a boom bow, a nade launcher, an RPG, you can still take advantage of frags and get a lot of kills and get a lot of easy situations for yourself that you might not otherwise when players are trying to play really slow. So initially you might look at this loadout and be like, why are you not using an SMG? That's what a lot of people ask, like why I'm not using an SMG in Season 9. A lot of people are complaining about the meta, saying it's based on spray, and I'm not even taking advantage of SMGs at all. And the reason for that is just because of the combat shotgun. Pump SMG made a lot of sense because of the fire rate with the pump was quite low, so you could shoot one shot, do a good amount of damage, and then switch to your SMG to finish off the opponent. But with the combat shotgun, you can shoot out shots really quickly, and they don't even do that much damage. Like if you shoot someone with the combat shotgun once, and let's say you do like 60 to 80 damage, are you going to switch to the sub to get your last 120 damage? It doesn't really make as much sense as it would with the pump when you could body people for over 100 sometimes. And then if you got like a headshot, it was going to be like somewhere 150 to 200 pretty much every time. And then you would only need a few SMG shots to get the kill. If you just tap someone with the combat shotgun, you're still going to need a lot of SMG bullets to get the kill. So that's one of the main reasons why I don't think the combat shotgun and the SMGs really synergize that well as much as the pump and the SMGs did. As far as spraying through builds go, I don't really think that is an effective strategy. It really only made sense, like I said in the past, when you had already pumped somebody or you already had them very weak. If you shoot someone once with the combat shotgun and don't even do that much damage, or even the tac shotgun for that matter, and don't do that much damage, and then you're trying to spray their builds, they're often just going to edit on you and shotgun you and rebuild once you get the build broken, or spray you while you're spraying them, and then you just have a really random fight where you guys are both trading damage at each other. So that's why I haven't been using the SMG. Basically, I just feel like the situations that you get in with the combat shotgun aren't as favorable for the SMG as they were when you were using the pump shotgun and getting way more damage out of your shotgun. Also, with the combat shotgun's higher fire rate, longer range, and tighter spread, just the way you can use the combat shotgun and the way you can play around builds is much better than you could with the pump. With the pump, it had range, but it didn't have as much range and as much consistent damage as the combat shotgun does. So you kind of had to get closer to the opponent at times. You couldn't just sit like 3 levels of high ground above them and constantly chip shots like you can with the combat shotgun. Combat shotgun, you could sit several layers above the opponent and just constantly chip shots on them with the combat. You don't need to actually get in those up close like chaotic fights. You actually kind of want to avoid those with the combat shotgun because it's pretty awkward to use in those situations. And just the damage that it does, if you get in someone's box, like they're going to put traps down and like you can't just one pump them like you could with the pump with the combat shotgun. So the range, the fire rate, and the damage are the main reasons why I'm not using an SMG in Season 9 and why I've just stopped using them pretty much entirely. And then while you don't have, like you have an extra slot in your inventory, I can carry redeploy and an explosive weapon. Take advantage of that explosive weapon for when people want to play passive or once we get them weak and they turtle. And then we can also have redeploy, and then we can build in ways and be very like, I don't want to say reckless, but you could do things with your builds when you have redeploy that you can't do otherwise because the fear of fall damage isn't there. You always have that redeploy for rotation. If you want to make a risky play with your builds, you can do so without as much fear. You can constantly contest high ground, and the combat shotgun is a weapon that really takes advantage of high ground well. You can be exposed for very small periods of time and chip in good damage with the combat shotgun. And you could do like similar damages with the ARs at times if you were hitting headshots or whatever. But you would have to be concerned with bloom, and you wouldn't necessarily hit all of your shots. Whereas like the combat shotgun, if you're on target, you're going to hit the shot. There's no bloom or anything like that involved. If you're on target, the opponent takes damage. End of story. Whereas like the AR, you might miss. You have to stay exposed while you're shooting. Combat shotgun, you can shoot, go back to your cover, shoot again, like peek out and shoot again. You're exposed for very small windows of time. And that is really, really effective for late game rotations and just fights in general. You're going to be taking less damage during fights. I think the safe nature of the combat shotgun is what makes SMGs not a necessity really at all in Season 9. So I hope you found this video helpful or informative. Like I said, if you did, please do remember to give it a like and sub if you would like to see more. I do live stream Fortnite every single day on Twitch now. If my Twitch will be linked down in the description below. That is what this gameplay is from. I'm going to let the gameplay play out. Enjoy the video. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys another time. I don't carry an SMG anymore? I don't think so. I might for squads, but for solos, I've just been running AR combat and then redeploy explosive weapon and minis. Or maybe multiple heals, like just freeing up a slot. Because I wasn't using the SMG anyways. I think with the combat shotgun's fire rate, there's just no need for it. Like the only time I ended up using an SMG was when I was spraying through builds. Like if I have someone really one shot and you need to spray through builds, I can just use the AR for that. I've had like a pretty good win rate today not using an SMG at all. And like I haven't even felt like burdened by the fact that I'm not using an SMG. Still fighting up there. I feel like if you're just spraying builds, you're probably gonna get killed anyways. Like, I don't know. It's like the only time you really want to be spraying builds like that is if you like the guy is really one shot. And I feel like that doesn't happen as much with the combat shotgun as it did with like the pump. And if the dude isn't full like weak, like and you're just like pushing him full spraying, like that's probably not a good play. But for squads it might be different. Just because of the sheer amount of people. I fucking love this game. I don't know if I've ever told you guys that. But these people just go from fighting up on the sky base to not. I think I'm going to be changing the way I build too. I just need to always have redeploy to make it work. But I think I'm just going to start building away from everybody all the time. And I don't mean just like completely running away, but if like somebody's ramping at me, I'll just ramp the other direction and do 90s and get high ground and then combat shotgun them because it has so much range. Good, what? Look at that range, bro. What? Like worst case scenario. Dude, won't edit. So awkward, dude. Turrets are so forgotten. If you're using a turret, you're asking to get sniped, especially in solos. This guy can let me snipe this bush, but everything will be okay. Wait, the bush protects it even if you get a headshot? Or did I miss? Launch pad. Bush protects any gun? Damn, I thought the headshot would make him die. GG's. Like, I don't know, dude. I don't know how people don't love the combat shotgun. It's like crazy.